Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back in. I'll let you get in and get settled and get your favorite cup of tea or coffee or beverage or wine to enjoy while you're watching the live. How is everyone? What's everyone drinking today? Where are you? What are you up to? Do a shout out on arrival and a like, and hopefully we'll get some good questions in today. Some of you might be getting messages through somebody else's reading, which is highly probable and highly likely. And the collective will get some energy here, as well as I'm doing a lot of my collective reads now just on the regular uploads, because there is a new feature of different languages. So it's not just the script that is translated, it's actually a audio dubbing voice, like a voiceover in a different language. So I'm doing more of those videos on my regular stuff. Hi Sungaya, you're driving and listening. Excellent, excellent. I've got your candle here. It burnt down really well. So this is Sungaya's candle. She had two candles. She had the white candle that can be used for any sort of manifestation. And please do a shout out with any of my candle magic spells if anyone has had any significant results and significant manifestations through this. I have had quite a few, I must say, through some of the personal candles that I've done for myself, especially the road openers. I really like the road openers. They can really help a lot. If you have any questions about how to connect with your orishas or anything like that, or if you just like me to do it all for you, the collective energy actually, I feel, impregnates the whole spell and the whole candle manifestation. So I do feel like sometimes if you are, you know, not feeling strong enough to do it yourself, or you feel like you want me to do it for you, or you're in a situation where you feel like you want to have a take your hands off it for a while and let somebody else do it, then it's a good opportunity to get me to do it for you. So I do have one pink candle left, which is 20 USD, and the white candles. I've introduced the white candles because they can be put in for any sort of manifestation, blocks, protection. They can be used because they're white and neutral. They can be used for anything. So yeah, I have actually introduced the white ones, which are only $10, which I think is pretty affordable, considering a lot of people are doing candles for $40, $50, $60 and above. Yeah, so I like to keep things affordable, and I like to keep things accessible for those of you who'd like to get a nice candle. Yeah, so yeah, so it's all happening here. At Candle Central, it's all happening, so it's all good. Yeah, I've got some great news I'm going to be sharing. I have manifested a couple of things that have popped off, but I'm going to let you know about those as they come to fruition. All right, so let's have a look, everybody. Psychic Live today with myself, Amira, and we are doing first the pre-orders and the interpretation of Sungaya's candle here that has burnt down, and it was a beautiful burn, I must say. It was a very straight burn, simple burn, and it did merge. It did merge all by itself. It did merge, and I do updates on the different platforms, especially on TikTok. So if you wanted to check that out, you can check that out. This is the final result. I thought I'd do it on the live instead of do a private reading for it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Venusian, how are you? Glenife, how are you, my dear? Another one for cord cutting. Yep, we can do cord cutting, absolutely. And put those people in the box, in the freezer, etc. Put their name also on a piece of paper and put them in the freezer. That often works on top of everything. Hi Glenife, yep. Come down to you once we get into the lives. As you can see, Glenifa has done a super chat. You can do that here on the channel, or you can go to my website under donations, which is amiracelon.com. The donation page, and there's other forms of donating there as well. Especially for the candles. The candles need to be done on there. Yeah, donated on there specifically. Either PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or Wise. Not many people are using Wise, but it is there for anyone who does want to use it. I do have another new app that I put on as well, which is mainly for Australians, because I don't think they can access the Cash App or the PayPal. It's more of an American thing. Yeah, so I do have something else that I've forgotten about. I've forgotten what it's called. It'll come to me. Anyway, let's have a look here. I will tell you about it before I forget. Just a second. Okay. I don't know if let me know if you use this one in America as well. I haven't noticed many people using it at all, so it is called Revolut. Does anyone use Revolut? Put your hand up if you use Revolut. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it because they keep asking me to deposit money, and you shouldn't really have to do that because I'm not intending on using it to spend any money with. Yeah, so, but it is there. Hi Elaine, how are you? Welcome. What's everyone doing? What's going on? Has anyone manifested anything on this full moon? What has been going on with this full moon? I feel like the full moon in Aquarius was pretty kind of like friendly. So, you know, I think it was a good time to do the candle actually. And it went really, really nicely. There was a merge and a swirl. Not that you can see much of the white here or any of the white, but it did swirl into the green. So there's a moderate swirl here going on. So there is a merge and a swirl. So you might meet somebody who has slightly lighter skin tone or something like that. That could be the swirl. Yeah, it might not be a drastic like contrasting swirl. It could be just a slightly different swirl. All right, let's have a look and see what we've got here. I've got a J for John, Jack, Jerry. I'm also getting the word popcorn. I don't know why. I just saw this. It looked like a bit like a kernel of a popcorn, like a pre-popped popcorn. And there's also a little fish coming out of it. I do feel like the finances are definitely going to improve. So the fish is coming out of this. I feel like it's going to pop off. Popcorn for me is something really kind of popping off all at once, really coming into some sort of alignment, manifestation. There could be a J initial, a female as well. Could be somebody who's going to be helping you, a Jenny, a Jean, a Jessie, Jessica, something like that. Okay. I've got here 2 feet walking. You're definitely going somewhere. You're making moves. There's a new direction coming up. There is something with putting your feet on the ground and walking. You might be doing a lot of grounding exercises. You might be feeling into nature. It might be something that you need to do with your son, that he likes nature and sort of putting his feet in the ground, on the ground, energizing and getting that kind of grounding earth energy and negative ions being released. You're very down to earth also about what you're doing and how you're doing it. I also see a hook here. So you could be hooking in a very big fish here. Hooking in an opportunity, a fish, a happening, something really popping off here with your manifestation skills. There can be helpers here, smaller kind of helpers or people who are on the peripheral kind of vision of your life, helping you and flowing into your life. So could be that you're getting extra help or external help from different people and parties. So if you're dealing with the government, you might just meet the right type of, assessor or somebody who's there to help you or somebody to help you around your son or a special teacher or something like that. So I feel like there's going to be quite a few smaller kind of helpers that might come in once in a while. You know, they might come in once in, you know, a year, but they're there for the year. Okay, they're there for the interim of everything that's happening. There's also a blossoming romance, I feel, popping out of here as well. So there is some sort of collaboration, romance, love energy, heart energy popping out there. The feet walking, it could be that you decide to actually leave something or leave a location. So it could be a job, it could be a home living situation, but you might be deciding to just walk out the door for some reason. It could be to do with nature, it could be to do with growth, abundance. I'm seeing lighting a cake on a candle. I feel like there's a birthday celebration coming up and you're going to be lighting an anniversary, could be even a death of someone, like lighting a candle for them. It could be also like, you know, having a celebrating moment. So if there's a date coming up fairly soon, it could be in the month of September. I feel like that is going to be a significant date where things are going to take shape. I'm seeing waves as well. So I don't know where you are at the moment, but I see you maybe going more coastal or being around the sea. There's a lot of sea foam energy here, green, luscious kind of waves, that type of thing, that kind of greeny blue sort of color. And I'm getting the words a credit to you. So there could be a credit coming back to you, or somebody's giving you credit for something. You're getting noticed for whatever skills or talents that you seem to be demonstrating. There's a couple of hearts here, 2 hearts beat as 1. This could also be something to do with your son. I feel like he's going to come up with some ideas. He might surprise you, pop out of the blue and surprise you with something specific. But I'm getting helping hands. The overview for this particular candle is helping hands. You're going to come into the right people, the right place at the right time, in the right arenas to be able to help you with whatever mission or desire or goal that you have. They're going to help you with a mission, okay? So I think that is quite important. Yeah, just being in the right place at the right time. It's almost like, it's like the parking spot kind of manifestation. It's like, okay, I'm going to get a great parking spot today, and boom, that person just shows up. Like, I'm going to walk into that office and the right person is going to be in front of me. I'm seeing female energy with that. So, oh, he loves popcorn. Okay, well, that was for him then. You want to take him to Jamaica this fall for Autism Week in Jamaica. That sounds exciting. Yeah, that sounds exciting. Some people had a tough full moon, Venusian. Yes, they did. I did hear about that. I find the new moon's a little bit more intense. This full moon for me was kind of a little bit, yeah, whatever. It was kind of nice and kind of cruisy, you could say. So we're going to go into the pre-orders. We've got Sungaya will do your 2 pre-orders that you have here. Then we'll go into Libra Venus and Pisces Moon. And thank you in advance for your pre-orders. They're always nice to start off with. Okay, can I have a description of your future term love partner? Okay. A description, all right. I had a look at your astrology as well. That's also the beauty about doing a pre-order, is that I can pop your chart up and have a look at your astrology. So your best kind of match would be somebody who is active, who likes working, building, constructing things. They might work with fire, they might work with tools, they might work with also electrical elements, fire elements. They could be an electrician, they could also be in IT, they could be somebody who lives in the center of town, who's quite active and busy, but in a good way, not in an overly fashioned way. Could be somebody who comes to live in your building or near you, or you meet them in the home. So it could be literally an electrician or something like that. Somebody who comes to fix something. Or you could meet them online as well. I'm kind of, you know, ruling that out for a lot of people these days, but because online apps now are just attracting, you know, predators and people who are just targeting people. Yeah, targeting people. So you might be introduced to this person by destiny. Looks like that. You could even meet somebody in Jamaica as well. They could be American, Jamaican, or they might, you know, live there. They might pop out of nowhere, like when you least expect it. Just kind of visualize. And I would still go for the slightly lighter skin person. Yeah, I would go for the lighter skin person if you had to choose, because I feel like that was important with, just opening the window. Yeah, with the candle, I felt that was quite important. Somebody with slightly lighter skin tone, but not necessarily, I wouldn't stick to that. Somebody also who your son likes, he's going to have an instant, you know, attraction or affinity with a person. He'll play a big part in that selection process to see if somebody's above board or not. Somebody who is very disciplined. They could even be very sporty and active. They could be slightly older than you. They could be more mature. They could also be into property and real estate or have their own properties, selection of properties. So I would also keep an eye out for somebody who has a significant age difference, because you've got Moon in Capricorn and the ruler of your second husband house goes to Mercury, and you've got that in Capricorn as well. Even though all husbands and the first husband can go, or the first partner, you could say, or the person that you have a child with, that also classifies in some cases in astrology as a husband, goes to Aquarius and Mars. So yeah, so if you're going for a number 2, I would say go older maybe, and that could be the difference in person. They could be a property owner, somebody who likes constructing things, renovating homes, building. They might have a portfolio of properties. It could be even someone in Jamaica. You know, they might live there part of the year or all the year even. So I wouldn't rule that out. You've got long distance here. So that can open up opportunities as well for you. WE, why do you feel like WE is still pulling on your energy? Who is WE? Male or female? I think it was male. Oh, an electrician is coming on the 19th. Excellent. Hi, TP. You can, thanks. I've got your question down. Yeah. So keep your eye out, definitely. Electrician could be on point. That's kind of comes under Aquarius, but the Aries part is sort of like somebody who likes building as well. The Capricorn is very much about somebody mature for their age or is really into properties. Okay, male person. Why is this person still pulling your energy? Have you blocked this person? Or maybe it's just a cycle that needs to be completed. There's some outstanding court I don't know, I'm just getting the word court battle. So I don't know if it's him that's going through court or you and him. Freedom. When you are free, you're going to meet this mature man, and he's going to be family focused. He's going to be good with you and your family, like your children, etc. Even though we ask one question, something else comes up. So I do feel like this other person that you mentioned, he's kind of trying to transfer his drama onto you, or his court stuff onto you, or if you're still involved with him in legal proceedings. That's probably why. I feel like he's got he's got a couple of women around him. Oh God. And his mother's influenced him a lot too, if she's alive or not alive, or is still influencing him a lot. He might be somebody who targets women who are married, or not married. That was a slip. So I'm just going to say slip of the tongue. So I'm going to say that can be valid, or he targets women with children. So he might be out there looking for his next target. He knows that he hasn't won with you. So that could be why he's still ruminating on you. You know, there's a lot of guys who target women, and there's more and more women now who are just wanting their peace and to be left alone. There are some great men out there. There's some beautiful men who absolutely treat their partners and wives with everything. So you've got to go for those men who do the action, who treat you the best, treat you like an absolute queen. Yeah. Okay, so you might want to do a little cord cutting with him. You might want to do a burn of your own. You might do a black candle burn. You might put his name in the freezer on a piece of paper. You might put him in a jar and send him out of your house. Yeah, I feel like he's got heavy energy, and he's up to no good. He could see that you saw through him, so he didn't he wasn't able to proceed with you. Yeah. When you call men out on their stuff, if they're narcissists, covert narcissists are the worst. I mean, I've experienced that one, and their true colors come out. Even though I don't have a thing, like I could deal with a narcissist if they're a provider and a protector and everything else. You can deal with a provider narcissist, but once you call them out on their stuff, they often just dissolve into they dissolve into mist, because you've called them out and they don't like being called out. Yeah. So they don't like being called out. I mean, there's a lot of personality disorders out there. Not everyone's perfect. You can work with some and not with others. It depends on how much they want to put in. Yep. So I feel like this guy is ruminating, and you can get rid of him. You can cut the cord, get rid of him. I'm seeing a black candle for you, just a simple one, and ashes. And I'm getting the words like the David Bowie song. I think it was ashes to ashes, dust to dust, something like that. So I'm seeing that being burned. I mean, he might even die, you know. A lot of these people die. I mean, I've known people in the past who are not being able to, you can't find some people anymore. They've just died. You know, whether you know about it or you don't, people just drop off. And sometimes it's for the best. Yeah, so rest in peace, all of those who need to die and need to unlock. That's probably not a good word to say on video, but it's better than them prowling and getting other targets, you know, trying to get what they want out of other people. Yeah. Yeah, I came across a post today of this girl who, she was on a private chat group, astrology group, this girl who married someone, and he's basically not wanting to work, and we all looked at his chart, and he's just like, you know, he thinks he's the prize. A, thinks he's the prize. B, is super lazy, even for a Virgo. He's like not wanting to work. and he's got a lot of planets in the 12th house, and he's got manipulative planets in the 2nd house, like Pluto in Scorpio. So he just wants a woman to look after him, and he hasn't been working for 9 months, and she's finding it difficult to get rid of him, and she's devastated because she just married this guy, and he just wants to live off her like a leech. I mean, you don't need that. You just don't need that. It's like a cancerous growth that'll get into your soul, and women need to be able to be supported and be in their femininity and relax, you know, to be their best versions of themselves, not being used and manipulated by men who have predatory natures, and a lot of men are predators. But there's some great men out there who love cats, who treat you like a queen, who bring you flowers, who spoil you, who make dinner for you, who don't expect anything from you. They just enjoy being around you and your company. And that's it, you know. And they appreciate your advice, because women, especially us, being in the inner circle of the higher realms of the chosen ones, we are the chosen ones. If you're coming here, you're a chosen one. You're higher level vibration spiritually. They can benefit from just being around you energetically. They can benefit from your advice, your love connection, your beauty, and many other things. Your food mystique, as you like cooking, like many other things. Yeah. So the dusties can be gone, and if you don't give them any energy in the beginning, they'll just drop off. They won't even bother. They'll just know that you're not an easy target. So just don't even get involved with them. Let them show you who they really are. You know, and unfortunately, you know, it's mainly men. There are some women out there that are narcissists as well, but men don't really care about those ones. You know, that it doesn't really bother them. So they'll still, you know, stick it in. A narcissist. So it's like, you know, they don't really care. They'll just get what they want, and the narcissist will do what they want to do. Yep. So let's have a look. Libra Venus. Spirit messages about love and relationships, okay? Well, Pluto in the 2nd house, Megs, can be like windfalls. You can go bankrupt and you can win the lottery. It can swing. So you have to be really in charge of your finances and really on top of it, because you can manifest a lot of abundance, and just be careful of spending too much and getting into bankruptcy. Yeah. On things that you can't afford. You could also come into an inheritance as well. So I wouldn't say that was the worst thing possible. Yeah, it's a bit of a combo with that guy's chart. It was mainly that he had Venus in the 1st house. He thinks he's a prize, and he had the Sun and Mercury in the 12th, which is like sleeper mode. People with strong 12th house planets, they don't like doing anything. They like sleeping, you know, laziness, you know, getting stuck, undoing anything that's good. Yeah, I had an ex who had a lot of planets in the 12th house, and, you know, there's one excuse after the other. Oh, my mother, you know, she's got to die first. She died, and did anything happen after that? No. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's just all excuses. And they sleep like a lot, and it's just boring as batshit, basically. Sorry to swear. I'm on a bit of a rant today. Yeah, that post that girl put up got me on a real popping off rant. Okay. Yeah, don't engage with the Virgo X's mystique. Just let them ride. You know, let them ride. They're very calculated. They're the ones that, you know, you take to court, basically, for stalkering and stuff like that. There's a few good Virgos, but they've really got to be in their clean energy. They've got to be evolved. Otherwise, they're just all mental and in their heads a lot, you know, and think they're superior because they can recite, you know, the Bible or recite texts of books and stuff like that. They just think they're superior. All right, let's have a look at our next. Sorry, I got a bit thrown off there. Lorraine, we're coming down to you, Glenifer, as well. Thank you for the super chats, everyone. Truly appreciate it. If you do one on Venmo or Cash App, just do a shout out and I'll look at that as well. Libra Venus. Spirit messages about love and relationships. Future relationships. Let's have a look. Spirit message. You could meet somebody at a temple or an ashram or a church or something like that. I feel that that could be for you. Past love, knowing about something and something that's happened in the past, putting it to rest, as well as feeling like you've got a deja vu with somebody, an attraction, but you've got to watch that too, because that can lead you down the garden path of undoing and the wrong avenue. But this guy's darker than lighter, and he could be in high society, or he might mix in circles, or his family is quite high. So he could have sisters, a mother around him. He could even work in the jewelry business, or they might own a jewelry store or be jewelers. Yeah, they could be involved with jewelry. Okay, I'm getting the word charms. I feel like with you, it'd be good for you to get a lucky charm. Oh, there we go, the dark male again. A lucky charm for you to draw someone in. I'm getting the sun energy, and also like a sun, like necklace or something with a sun on it. I'm also getting 2 swans as well. You might get charms like a charm bracelet or something like that. I'm getting 2 swans. I used to have a beautiful swan crystal like figurine, 2 swans sitting on like a mirror, and I did break when I was moving at one point, so I had to discard it. But that was a beautiful one, and it had like, I think it was in some of my older videos, it had like a red heart between it. 2 swans is a very nice symbol for you, a very nice charm, lucky charm. We all have our lucky charms. And yeah, I feel like you could meet this person through an introduction, through some sort of society. This mature woman is playing a part here, so it could be through his mother. You might meet his mother at church or grandmother or something like that, foreign themes. Okay, you feel like the time's ticking and you need to get the show on the road here. So I feel like you need to take some action. You need to get your lucky charms in, and you need, probably you need a Ganesh to open the door for you in some way. Soulmate energy there coming in, and brunette female, and the fair male. So there's a lighter male as well. There could be a woman that you meet who introduces you to her son or something along those lines. So that's also looking good. Okay. Pisces moon. Is Thane being truthful with me? Okay. Let's have a look at Thane. Interesting name. I feel like they're future faking. Oh yeah, at Christmas we're going to do this, or I'm getting the words Christmas is coming. It's like future faking. Oh yeah, we're going to get married and we're going to go and move here and there. And there's no intention of ever doing it. Oh yeah, you're going to meet my family. No. And it never happens. So there's future faking here, I feel, with this person. They could be lying about their family, saying that their family's had a hard time or that they need money or something like that. Is this person being truthful? I'm getting a no, but also a half no. So I feel like they're being truthful in some ways and not in others. They're throwing in a ball there, a rock or a ball that is not the truth, not the truth. It's not resonating. There's things there that are resonating with you and there's things there that are not resonating with you. It's like they're weaving a story, but they're popping in a future faking. I'm getting word love bomb as well. Love bombing. You know, they could be a narcissist as well, up on their game. Getting, you know, sharpening their sword is what I'm seeing as well. They're getting ready for something. They want to target something and maybe have a fight with someone, or they have had, or they've got a brilliant idea. They're trying to get someone to bankroll them in, or they're trying to get you to go to an event with them, a party, or have fun with them. They might be just wanting to have a fun time. So I wouldn't take everything they say at face value. No, it might be a question of also not engaging. All right. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Some guy is saying, hi everyone, I'm in a drive-through with your kid. Positivity to you all and hugs. Yeah, I feel like you're on a really good roll, Sungai. You're on a roll. And things are going to get better, like really good. It's not like they're not good now, because I'm feeling like things are actually okay. So I feel like you're really going to get on an elevated roll. So that's looking exceptional. All right, let's have a look at you're going to get rid of this guy's energy, Sungai. I'm seeing, keep seeing a similar to my white candles. I'm seeing, you know, my simple white candles. I'm seeing a black candle that is looking like the white one. I'm just going to get my candle. Okay, we still have the pink candle left and the white one. I am keeping an eye out for specialty candles, which I like, which I think are a lot of fun. I get a lot of joy out of doing my candles because I've got the ruler of my 4th house is Mars. It's Venus, but I've got Mars there as well. And the Mars goes to my 10th house, which is my career. So I do like fire. Fire in the house and fire in my business. It does work for me. Whatever it is, it's working. Okay. Let's have a look and see how we go here. Let's have a look. Is anyone else popping off today? Is anyone else popping off? Hi, Glennie, for you the next. Thank you so much. Oh, Sungai, you've also got luck going in and around your 10th house of career with Venus and Jupiter there. It's looking really, really good. And that's going to go for the next year. Okay, it's just gone in. So today we have, in the United States of America, we've got the moon is in Aries. That's probably why I'm popping off, because I love the Aries moon energy. it gives you a boost. So if you want to start something today or the next couple of days, because the moon will still be in Aries, this is a really good time for instigating a start. And we've come off the full moon, so that's endings over. So the new moon, the Aries moon is like a good moon to start something, to instigate something, to send something out. And also Mercury's going direct. Let's have a look at Glenefer. Hi, Glenefer. You'd like to know about Frank at work, any feelings and love reading. We've done Frank before. What is it with this Frank guy? You know, last time I saw you with the cowboy type, a guy who had a trailer, horse trailer. Maybe you should start going to rodeos or something. Do something different. Go somewhere that you don't normally go. You said gardening, garden expos, anything to do with gardening groups. And if there's none, start up your own gardening group. And you might meet some amazing friends with doing that. A lot of Americans, they love gardens. I lived with a lady in America who had beautiful roses in her garden. She was always, and I featured them a lot on my videos at the time. I love roses, especially pink ones and unusual colored ones as well, like orange and things like that, like those unusual breeds. But she lived in California, so she had the right climate to do roses. She was always trimming and doing stuff. You know, there's a lot of men who'll come and help you with the gardening. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about Frank. He's not on the page. He's not on the page, you know. He might like a little bit of banter or flirting or whatever he's doing to you at work or getting your eye. He might like the attention. If a man's obsessed, if you're obsessed about a man, it's because they want to be the prize. Men need to be obsessed about you and making a move towards you without, and then you've got to then decipher if the man is a predator and wants something or he is a genuine person. I feel this guy is out of your work zone. I feel he is, you know, this Frank might feel like you love him for some reason or you've got eyes for him. He's just absorbing your energy. He's feeding off your loving looks and energy. So I would redirect that into yourself. Love yourself more than any other man and or person. And, you know, you can love someone once you're in a relationship with them, but there's no point in giving out a love energy to somebody who you're not even involved with. I would say do your own gardening group. Make your own meetup group doing gardening. Have people come over and help you in the garden. You know, you're going to have, or come and show their gardens or go to garden shows or things like that. I mean, the one in Victoria in Canada is beautiful. The Boot Chart Gardens. I don't know what you've got there in Colorado, but I'm sure there's some sort of gardens going on. Or join a garden society, like even volunteer or be part of maybe a garden, like a, you know, if there's a Japanese garden or any sort of garden in your city, you can go in there and say you want to be part of the the garden tours and take people around on garden tours or something and meet people that way. I mean, you can meet men doing that, you know, who are taking their mother to have a stroll through the garden like on a Sunday and have a tea or an ice cream. You know, there's so many ways you can meet people. So I would say, you know, there's some beautiful gardens in America. I've been to some of them. They're absolutely beautiful. You could do your own gardening group. You could join some sort of association or place that has, like, you know how like the museums and the art galleries have clubs or memberships or societies that are people who come together to honor that particular you know, institution or business or whatever it might be. It's usually partially run by the government, or it's something like that, you know, like the Opera Society or the Ballet Society or the Garden Society. There's got to be something going on in Colorado because it's such a country sort of place. Yep. So I would say go down the direction of your hobbies, and you might even find somebody who works there. You might even find someone who, I feel like you could meet this person where they work, or doing something that they enjoy doing. And I don't feel it's at your work. I feel it's their work. Yeah. I don't feel like there's any feelings here with this, Frank. I feel you feel a lot towards him. I feel it's time to turn the tables. This guy has a trailer, and it's a long, like, moving livestock sort of trailer. So he could work around horses or cattle, or he might haul or transport horses for other people. That's a big thing. There's also the people who rescue horses. They always need help, like they rescue them from the kill pins. And there's a lot of horses that are rescued and they turn out to be, you know, people give them a home, you know. So he could be involved in something like that, where he's, you know, volunteering his trailer to move these kill pin horses around, you know, because there's something here to do with driving. I'm also getting the words driving a rig. He might have been a truck driver in the past as well, but I feel like he's well-to-do. I feel like he's got his own business or something. Sorry, you're still obsessed, Glenifa. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Let's have a look at Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Who does Louisa? Is it Lewis? What does Louisa feel about you? Lewis? Oh, Louisa. She seems to have aggressive energy towards you, and passive-aggressive is what her and passive-aggressive, what is her problem? Okay. Thanks, Lorraine. Where does she position herself in your life? She's not one of your roommates, is she? I feel like I'm just getting the word she got out of the wrong side of bed. Like, I feel like she's just distorted. Okay. Ask, if she's your roommate, ask her what, you know, is she okay? Is there anything going on? Does she have any problems? Like, what's going on? See if she'll actually be honest. I feel like she's frustrated with her own life. She sees you as getting what you want, and she's not getting what she wants. It might be better to have male roommates. You know, some of these women that come around you are not exactly you know, what you might want and need. She's looking for a passionate connection, a love interest. She could have also recently been used and abused by somebody who she thought was her twin flame. I kind of feel like a lot of her problems have got nothing to do with you. There could be one or two things that she wants to talk to you about. I would just give her the floor to kind of like talk to you about any issues. It could be issues to do with the house. It could be noise issues. It could be, you know, anything that's going on that's ticking her off. There's a lot of agitated people at the moment. You know, everyone has their own beliefs and ways of doing things. You know, some people are very sensitive to noise, and people walking even. You know, they might think that people walk like elephants, or they're too loud, or they're coughing too much, or whatever. I mean, I think it's about rising above it. Yeah. You can just ask her, is there some problem? What's going on? You know, I've noticed that you don't seem to be really very happy. Is there something wrong? She's got money problems. She's thinking of moving out. She's hoping that a man is going to offer her somewhere to live. Yeah, that's what her wishes and desires are. Yeah, she doesn't like paying rent. I think that's mainly what a problem is. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. She's like a big kid. Yeah, she's probably hasn't grown up. There's a lot of immature people that just have not been able to have any sort of emotional maturity. Yeah, she could have a tendency for abusive relationships, like physically abusive, and she could be pissed off about it. You know, a lot of these people that, you know, a lot of us, a lot of people in general just need to have help, therapy, direction. Put one step in front of the other is what I'm seeing. Along the road of recovery from whatever they've been through. Sometimes it takes a long time to recover. I've taken years out of my life to recover from certain situations, physical situations, depression, you know, weight gain that, you know, caused issues with my self-esteem, because I've got Cancer and I've got the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter in the second house, which rules the body. So anything to do with the self-esteem, if I'm not feeling like my self-esteem is on point and it's through the body and having a larger appetite, you know, that can throw me off. And sometimes it's taken me a year to recover from stuff like that. But I'm good now. I'm under 70 kilos and I'm 5'9", so it's a good weight to be for my height. So I feel like I'm on point. But you know, surgeries have taken their toll. When physical things happen, you've got to go back to basics. It's like a triangle. You know, it's like a triangle. So you might be up here and doing everything else in the triangle. Then something happens to do with your health and you've got to come back here to the base of the triangle. And that's all you've got to focus on is the mental, physical health and exercise and fitness. And until that's done, nothing else can be done. You know, it's very hard to build on a unsolid foundation. So sometimes you've got to come back to the bottom of the triangle. Yes, here we go for Mystique. And Mystique is one of those that I've often preached that to, preaching to the choir. Yeah, often preached that too. If you've got any sort of health issues, you've got to bring it back to base. Yeah, base energy. Okay, September to September for Mystique. What have we got for you, Mystique? What's going on? I think somebody did a cash app or something too. September. You're going to be saving money, September. You're going to be saving money. Yeah, it's very easy to project your problems onto other people, like you said, Lorraine. Like, you don't need a flatmate that's doing that and tying you up in her drama and stuff. You don't want flatmates that are going to be, or roommates that are going to be, you know, because you are a chosen one, you've got intuition and guidance and life experience. You don't want to be counseling people, whether they're friends, whether they're, unless it's in a professional capacity, whether they're friends or whether they're roommates. You know, there's a lot of young souls out there who have absolutely no idea how to live their life. Unfortunately, that's the case. And you're going to find that in disguises of men who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s. It can go on for friggin' ever. Okay, Mystique, you've got beautiful energy here, I feel, for September. Really tying in responsibility around your finances. You're really taking something on board. You're going to get more money in September as well, and that could be because you're back at school. You're going to have an epiphany and a judgment of what to do next in November. You're going to be on track for a December move in the right direction of where you want to go, and it's going to create more abundance and money in your life. It could be to do with your business and standing alone and doing your own thing. You've got abundance and money coming in January, February, and a legal situation, an opportunity with legalities in March, which I feel is going to be in your benefit. And then in April, you might need a break. You might go on a spring break. You might need a timeout. You might need a recoup type of energy, recovering energy. It could be also that you do something around your health then. You might, if you need a small surgery on your shoulder or, something, you might need a bit of time out then, or you might just need rest. You're throwing around some ideas in May and looking for new directions in May, June, and taking on something new that you feel like you can really put your efforts into in July, and closing out a cycle in August. And you're often running in a completely new direction in September, October, okay? You're often running in a completely new direction. You said September, but I pulled that one for September, but I realize it's this one, but that's okay. It's meant to be as it is, as it pops out. So you're launching something new in September, and it's going to be taking you in a completely new direction. And this new direction is going to be very beneficial, I feel. Yeah, it can be perimenopause, Mystique, with the weight gain. It can throw off the balance there. It's very difficult to lose weight as you get into some sort of perimenopause, unless you're on some sort of, program to help you with that, or medication. Okay, let's have a look at TP. TP. Ohio Amira, did TD female intentionally steal your new t-shirt from your drawer, or was it misplaced? Oh my God, what color was it? Was it white? I'm getting white. I feel it's being put in another pile somewhere. I feel like it's been shuffled around. I don't know if it's the laundry pile or some other pile. I feel like it's underneath something on another pile, is what I feel. I don't think I'm not feeling that she stole it, but I could be wrong. Sometimes these things are a bit tricky. These people can mask themselves in energies to slip through the door. It's giving me a no. So I feel it's been moved somewhere, or it's been reshuffled. It's underneath something. Sometimes it's difficult to find stuff. Depends on how much stuff you've got, but sometimes we can accidentally put it somewhere we don't normally put things. Let me know if you find it. Hi Jerry, how are you, my dear? Good to see you. Thank you for that. Come down to you. Lorraine, yeah, if she's projecting her problems onto you, just stop talking to her. I mean, you're a flatmate. You're not a sounding board or a therapist. You're a roommate, yeah. She's not your problem. She's not your rescue animal, unfortunately. You know, women are just having enough of everything. Like, it's like, we're not doing this and we're not doing that anymore. Yeah. Did anyone, Venusian, did you do a off the board donation? I did see one come through. Did you have a question? Did somebody do a Cash App or PayPal or Venmo? Just so that we don't miss it, let me know in the chat. Okay. Good things coming to you, Mystique. Oh, that's good, Jerry. You're writing a lot. You are a natural gifted writer. Yes. Good things coming to you, Mystique. Let's have a look. Some things are going to happen around you. I feel, Mystique, that are out of your control, but it's going to be beneficial to you. So dealings with other people, upheavals, any of their stuff that might be, it could be to do with family, it could be to do with some of these people, men you've been in touch with, but whatever happens, you will be victoriously benefit from it. So I don't know what that's got to do with it, with your family, but it could be something happens and shifts with the family and it's going to benefit you in some way. So I don't know how that's going to look, but I do feel like something's going to happen. It's like a karmic return. I feel it's to do with your parents, one or the other. Okay. What can I expect after I burn my candle tonight? Okay. Manifesting and clearing. All right. Burn, baby, burn. Let's have a look. I'm getting red around you. I don't know if you decide you're going to do a red candle at some point. Seeing red as being significant. Letting go of bad blood, letting go of some heavy energy that you've been carrying, a burden, letting go of people that have had a cross to bear with you, people who have been intentionally gaslighting you or doing damage. Oh, it's a red rose candle, beautiful. These people are going to have less power. I feel like you've got a similar story to me in the sense of you've been gaslit by your family for years. Your mother's probably a narcissist as well. Yeah, so you are going to get an offer from someone. It could be a work offer, a love offer, something coming through. Somebody's going to make you an offer that is looking actually quite good. And a lot of this energy, you're going to see these people as like minimalized in your senses. Whatever they've done is going to be reduced dramatically in your scope of thinking about the issue or issues. Okay, thank you, Mystique. Now we're moving on to your next question, which is, why is Jay still trying to offer taking me out when I already said no thanks? Just, it's not about why. Yeah, your father's going to step in. If your mother's not doing anything, your father's going to start to act out. They're going to act out simultaneously. So you have to really just ignore them. And the best thing is to really get distance. So at some point you are going to leave. This J has nothing to offer you. And you're not interested in romance, dating and wasting your time sitting and talking to guys and being their sounding board. You're not interested. No. You're not interested. So yeah, you're not interested. No. You don't want to tie yourself up with all of that. Oh, he's making you go to church. Well, you could go to church and meet a new husband. But you probably don't have time to go to church right now because you're working on your health. They might be trying to set you up with somebody. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to go to church and do what he wants you to do. You might go there looking for a husband or getting introduced to people. And they might bring up, oh, she does tarot and this and that. And they might be trying to like the exorcist. They might be trying to get it out of you. They might think that you've got the devil in them or something. Who knows? The best churches which I've been associated with in my life are the Catholics, because the Catholics don't mind at all a little bit of mysticism. They're not going to hold it against you. Yeah, so, and they love a good reading. There's money there to be had. You're going to move on, Mystique. You're going to get out of there. You're going to get out of there. Yep. But you might go and you might meet somebody. You could say, yes, Dad, I'll come. Just tell him, yeah, I'll come. I'll be there. I'll see you there. I'm going to sit in the back because I've got, you know, a meeting I've got a medical appointment or something. Or I've got to go and do my exercise or something like that. Yeah, they're still treating you like a child, and you're a grown, you know, you're a grown woman. And you've got the energy of the Caribbean, you know, you're connected with the Caribbean. They're trying to keep your roots from you, you know. You've got Caribbean connections there. So you've got an ancestor link there. Unfortunately, being the black sheep, they're all going to make it look like you're the one that's a nutter. You don't want to talk, you don't want to engage, you don't want to speak out. Just don't even try to have a voice. Just agree with everything and then do what you want to do. Doesn't Shira say that? Just look at your father like a husband that is uncooperative. Yes, sure, Daddy, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then just go and do whatever you want to do. I was up the back. Some guy put his hand on my leg, Dad. What are you going to do about that? I was sitting on the back pew and this guy put his hand on my leg and he started to, you know, push his hand up into my skirt. Like what, you know, do these things really happen at church? I really don't feel safe, Dad. I don't think I should go again. Yeah, I'll come to a funeral, wedding and a christening, but that's about it. Yep. Dad, this guy was trying to touch my hair and then he was trying to caress my neck from behind me at the church. What do you think he was trying to do, Dad? I mean, if he's treating you like a child, just act like one. God. What do we have to do? Honestly, Mystique, what do we have to do? They're going to be looking at you if you go to church. You can just show up and then leave. Yeah, just show up and then leave. Have I missed it? Have I missed a Cash App or a Venmo? Just let me know. I did see something come in. Okay. Hi, Arctic folks. Oh, thanks for the question. How long did I see Trump in office? I did see him in for the 4 years, but he's going to hand the baton to somebody else, or try to. I know it's been upsetting for a lot of people, but he hasn't finished his little mission for himself, has he? Okay. Hi, Elaine. Boss called me about company downsizing. Is my job in jeopardy? Boss called me about company downsizing. Is my... Also with Trump, he might actually pass it to... There could be some sort of promotion of a female. That could be where the female comes in. She could be a vice president in the future, like the next term or something like that. But he might try to get somebody up. It could even be his press secretary. She might get something, yeah, she might work toward, get something done, you know, get a move up in the different direction. Okay, boss called me about company downsizing. Is my job in jeopardy? Hi, Elaine. Let's have a look for you. Even though I did see a Latina kind of looking female, she might not be Latina anymore. She could be this blonde. So let's see. I'm getting an M initial as well around it, so I don't know if that means anything. Martinez, Martinique, M first, second, or location, last name. All right. Boss called me about company. Is my job downsizing in jeopardy? They will be very transparent, Elaine, about what's going on. There'll be people leaving, and you are going to feel like you've got support, or you're in soul family group there. You might even feel like leaving yourself. There's a freedom aspect here, but I see you going for a new interview or a meeting. They could offer you a different position. They might offer you some sort of deal. I'm not seeing anything bad happening to you, but I do feel like everybody is going to be kind of reviewed or discussed or interviewed, or there's a meeting one-on-one with everyone. I'm not getting any alarmist energy around it, so let me just pull another card. Outcome for the job, Elaine. You might want to move on somewhere else, taking the bull by the horns, taking the reins, moving in a new direction, whether that's in the company upwards or sideways or somewhere else. Okay. And it could be your window of some sort of freedom. It could be financial freedom. They might offer like redundancy packages or something like that. They could. Yeah, Mystique, if your father's treating you like a teenager, just act like a teenager. Oh, Daddy, I don't have anything to wear, Daddy, to church. Can you buy me a new dress? And a hat and everything else that I want. And a purse. I want a purse too, Daddy. Give me one right now. Well, if he thinks everyone's stupid, Mystique, just act stupid. Daddy, what time does church start? I'll be there at 10 past. You'll see me in the back few rows. And then after it'll say, Daddy, somebody touched me in there inappropriately. I don't know what that's about. What do you think? Elaine, packages like when you get a redundancy package, like a severance package, they could be offering people money to leave. Like they could be saying, oh, if you leave, we're going to give you this, this, and this. If that is part of the law, they might give or be offering different packages to different people to stay. So, yeah. Now, don't be sarcastic. Don't be sarcastic, Mystique. Just be like, just dumb it down, dumb it right down, and be stupid. Say, Daddy, I don't know what to wear. What are they wearing in church these days? Maybe I need a new outfit. And he might just think that, well, that's really just too hard. I don't want you spending money on a new outfit for church. And yeah, I don't know how much they're paying either, Elaine. You'll find out though. Hi, Pisces Moon. I did you at the beginning. I think you were number 3. After the candle, the first and the second person, you were the third. It could have been around 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah, don't be sarcastic. Just say, Daddy, Daddy, I don't know what to wear. I need some new outfits. If he wants to run your life, you know, he can pay for it as well. You know, you're paying rent as well, so he can't leverage you to move out because you're actually a tenant there. You know, these people have got like woo-woo type of beliefs, but there's no way you can change them. There's no way to engage with this or to combat it. You're just going to have to deal with whatever's on the table. You know what the truth is. And so he wants your money, and he throws your food away out of the fridge because it interferes with his space, and he wants you to go to church now. Yeah, so, you know, I feel like there's a lot of dysfunction going on around you, so it is what it is. Yep. Jerry, how are you? I'm getting really good reviews on my book Muse. Excellent. I want to know, will this affect my relationship with my husband in the future? I want the book to be a success. Will money get better since I'm unemployed? I'm a broke author. Okay. You're going to start to get some interviews, I feel. And you might even put out some excerpts or some short stories about it. I feel like your husband will be proud of you, but he might be frustrated if he's not doing what he wants to do, or if his future self goals haven't mesmerized or emerged, but they could emerge and mesmerize with and through you. I also feel like you could get quite a bit of traction with social media to do with lifestyle living, children, that type of thing as well, but you may or may not want to document it, but you might document it, but keep it and don't publish it until you feel like it's time. Yeah. So there could be something going on with the kids, with conversations, with something funny going on, with things that you're doing in and around the house. If he's wanting to be in film and that type of thing, he might even document something and make like some sort of reels about it or movies about it. I mean, people are doing all sorts of things and getting a lot of sponsorships, you know, from companies and things, you know, branding deals and all sorts of things about stuff that they're working with, and whether it's their children, their dogs, their cats, their horses, their goats, whatever it happens to be. You know, people are doing all sorts of things these days, opening like goat yoga businesses where goats sit on you, or cuddling a cow in cuddling cattle retreats or day experiences in their backyard. So you could do anything, Jerry. You've got the gift of imagination, and so is your husband, to be able to do anything. So he might be documenting stuff, recording stuff, filming it, making it look really good. There's something here with a car, or moving somewhere, or doing something on the road, moving forward, or taking the reins and steering a new direction. You're steering the ship in a new direction here. You've also got good money coming in around it. Good money coming in around it. Yeah, there could be something to do with comedy as well, humor. I mean, look at Linnell. I mean, she's an unusual case, but she's made comedy out of her own life and literally nothing. You know what I mean? So sometimes comedy can be something interesting also to look into. Happy family homes is the outcome. Your husband's going to be great. He's very proud of you. You're going to be looking at new directions of how this is going to move. I'm still seeing HBO as a platform for you. Apple TV as well is coming through. I'm seeing film crews coming into your house, like interviews, lighting, camera. That could be you doing it, or it could be some external thing. He could actually end up being your agent or your manager, or somebody who works behind the scenes to assist your victory in all of this and pick and choose how things are going to go. I think he was in music, wasn't he? Or is in music as well. You might need time out to rest. This is your time to meditate, rest, pray, recover, and then you are going to manifest and pull in an offer. There is amazing victory here with this. You could be stressed out about it right now and thinking about how, when, and where all of this is going to take place. One of your children might help you. They might end up being old enough to help you in some way with some sort of designing or editing. They may or may not be too young right now, but there could be some teenager or somebody that comes in who wants to build their portfolio. I'm seeing a book cover being designed. I'm also seeing a hard cover and a sleeve to that book. So it's looking really good, and it's looking not extremely thick, but it's looking fairly thick. It's not a skinny book. It's sort of a medium size kind of width to it. Your husband doesn't like you like doing social media. Okay. Yeah, some people don't like it. You might start doing reels, or one of your kids might start doing social media. I mean, I'm sure kids now are getting expert at this very, very young. Oh, your older son's 21. That's right. You do have an older son. Is he with you, or did he get married or something? I can't remember. Is he with you, or? around. Is he around? What does 258 pages look like? Yeah, I'm seeing a really nice hardback cover. I don't know. You're going to be doing some AI. So you might be fixing something with AI, like digital media management, advertising with AI. It's a medium-sized book. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, so a son or a teenager could be helping you with getting some sort of traction. Like there was this young guy, this teenager on something that popped up today. There's always something popping up, isn't there? And he was a videographer, and that's what it made me think of. And he just wanted, and he offered to do videos for this restaurant and get free food. You know, when I was in Miami, I had some people who did some show reels, some demo reels with me, and they were film students, and they ended up doing really well. So while they were film students, they did some shoots for me and also some photography as well, some stills and things like that. But now things have really, that was quite a long time ago. So now things are moving quickly. You might get somebody who's studying AI, you know, to help you. They might make you famous before you even get the book out. You know, you might get the traction there without even getting it out. I don't feel like you need to do it all by yourself. It could be something that a class is doing or a project or something like that. You do have a promo photo shoot next week. Excellent. Yeah. You might even go into, I think you'd be quite good also at TV commercials or getting an agent that's going to cast you in something. Maybe it's time for you to get an agent, like a talent agent, to cast you in something local, even if it's in something that's not connected at all to your business, just to have an agent, because they might help you later on with deals. Now, I feel like you're on the right track, Jerry, so just keep going. Yeah, it's hard to do everything, but I think the older the kids get, the easier things get, and you're going to have to just manage your time, do a time management thing. Once you get an agent, you've got one, so you don't have to do anything else. You know, they should be doing it for you and sending castings that are going to be beneficial. You can get good castings and good money from, you know, certain castings and stuff like that. So, yeah. I can't remember what state you're in. Are you in Tennessee or the Carolinas? I know you moved somewhere. Oh, your book comes out on September 10th. Excellent. West Virginia. Oh, I like that. Yeah. West Virginia. You know, there may or may not be a lot of shooting going on down there for TV commercials. I don't know. But maybe in somewhere close by, a neighboring state or something. Where is West Virginia? Let me have a look at the map. Ah, okay. Well, probably going into close to the capital. Yeah, which is not far away. So you might get an agent close to the capital, Washington, or there could be something happening in Baltimore, Washington. I mean, I got a really good agent when I was in Texas, and they still send me castings. But you've got to be there to go, so... Yeah, there's got to be some good agents in Washington or around that area, at least, if there's no one in West Virginia. And some things are now political. What's the capital of West Virginia? It's near the Appalachian Mountains. Charleston. Never heard of Charleston, West Virginia. What's the biggest city in West Virginia? Is there a big city there? You might have to scope out Washington or Baltimore. Pittsburgh, maybe as well. West Virginia's huge, okay. You're 10 minutes outside of Maryland, okay. A literary agent. I feel for you a talent agent that could merge into a literary agent. Like you could meet a literary agent through... Literary agents are not easy to get, but you could try to get one. Yeah, I feel like Washington might be your thing. I don't know, I'm just getting like capital energy and anything to do with politics and controversy. Yeah. Yeah, just keep going, Jerry. You're on point. You know, the chosen ones have to do what they're passionate about, you know? You have to do what you're passionate about. You spend a lot of time in DC. Perfect. Yeah, well, that's really your place, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Venusian. I got your message. I'm going to do your question next. Yeah, I feel like your energy is very capital kind of vibe to it. It's good for politics. It's good for, like, you could even end up in politics or something. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Jerry. Jerry is a strong Aquarius, by the way, for those who are watching. It's funny because I've almost forgot to do Aquarius on my monthly videos, and so many Aquarians, because I told them I've almost forgotten, they all did a shout out to me, which was so nice. Like they all said, "Hi, I'm Aquarius." The Aquarians have a voice and they want to be seen. You've got Pluto that is almost on your ascendant. That's huge transformation, and also about putting yourself out there in a vulnerable way and taking risks. Huge transformation, and also makes you look very powerful. With Pluto on your ascendant, can make you seem or come across as being quite powerful. It's also going to connect with your sun, or it is pretty much with your sun at 4 degrees Aquarius now, so it's 2 degrees at the moment, Pluto. So this is really your time to shine. You've got this push from Pluto. It's telling you, it's being very authoritative and it's telling you what to do. So it's almost like you can't stop what you're doing. It's like you're on a train and it's moving you in a certain direction. You've got Jupiter blessing you in the area of health, diet, exercise, and work. So even though you might be feeling like you've got a lot of work, it's going to be nurturing for you in some way because it's in Cancer. You're going to also be dealing with a lot of women, and that'll go right across the board with demographics all over the US and Canada. I also feel Canada, being Cancer, is going to shine a very big star there for you, as well as the United States. Literary agent for Jerry, let's have a look. Male. A male could actually push you, yes. Friends, being introduced to somebody, meeting somebody at the right time, the right place. You know, you might get a female one. It could be somebody who works in a female literary agent's office. Could even be a Cancer. Cancers could be good for you. A Cancer sun sign agent. Yeah. Yep, so there will be an offer there. I know literary agents are difficult to connect, but it's not impossible because you've got your book there. It's ready to roll. I see something popping up, the Toronto Film Festival. So there could be things that go out to Canada, Toronto, etc. Yeah, so just keep going. Yeah, you can't stop, yeah. Oh, you've been telling me that for over a decade. Oh my God. Yeah. So I feel like you're on point. It's all good. Yeah, definitely it's going to merge into Canada. I feel like it's going to reach a wide audience. So you're going to encompass people from all different backgrounds. Okay, so here we go. And I feel the UK as well. And you might have it translated into different languages. I'm getting French around it. So, I mean, French love anything to do with romance and love stories and drama, don't they? I'm getting a French link with it. Okay, if I get anything else, Jerry, I'll get back to you on this live. Yeah, sometimes when I move on to another person, something else comes up for the previous person. So let's see how we go. Okay, Venusian, thank you for the cash app. I'm thinking about cancelling your job offer due to challenges you're having with the job. Have you started the job? Should I stay in Arizona? I'm so stressed, disappointed, things didn't work out. Have you started the job? You've got a lot going on right now, Venusian. There's a lot of emotional stuff going on. Oh, that's good about the UK. I also feel France as well. That's for Jerry, yeah. Venusian, I feel like it's time for you to kind of really cut away the dead wood and get rid of whatever it is that is not going to work for you. So if this job offer is not right and you don't like it, and it's because you haven't moved, and you need a job to get back on the list, don't you, for the housing. Where are you living now? Are you living in emergency housing now? Because I know that Michi was on emergency housing for a long time with all of her kids. She's got a lot of kids, but then finally she did get a Section 8 apartment, but now she's going for a house. Okay. So the cart's before the horse. You need to get residency. You need to get... I wonder if you can get on the list in Arizona and get Section 8 in Arizona, somewhere that you want to live in Arizona, like Phoenix. Phoenix seems to be the only place. You said that Tucson didn't have the schools that you wanted. I wonder if you should just stay there until everything's sorted out with your father. It just seems like there's just too much going on emotionally, legally. You've got also these legal things need to be closed. Like you want to get everything closed before you move. Otherwise, you're going to be torn. Yeah, otherwise you're going to be torn. So do you need to get a job in Phoenix to get on the list for Arizona? I mean, everything's so complicated, isn't it? But you said you had to get off it or move out or get a job or something to get back on the list. Maybe you should keep it state. Phoenix is not an option, it's closed. Well, what is an option? What options do you have? I don't remember, Megs. I don't remember, sorry. It's very, your situation is complicated, so I would say try to uncomplicate it. You have to uncomplicate your life, you know, to get it back on track. So whatever you need to do to get what you want, and then move to the state that you want to go to. You do have wishes coming true as an outcome, so that's looking good. But I think this whole thing that's happened with your father and your brother interfering, your half brother, I feel like that has thrown stuff off, and also your son being difficult, that's thrown stuff off, and it's kind of probably affected you a lot with working on moving forward. So all of the complications, like the exes that owe you money, all of the illegal things that are outstanding, you've got to get those things closed out, because anything lingering like that is going to keep you in like walking around a you know, a cycle that's never ending. So if these guys are not paying child support, then you're going to have to take them off child support and do it a different way, you know, and it's been going on for years. You can't keep fighting. You know, things have, you know, has to be resolved sooner or later. You can't keep fighting for years for stuff. There needs to be solutions to problems. So cutting off the dead wood, and if you have, you know, expensive things that you need to sell, you've got to sell them. You know, if you're paying stuff on cars or this or that, you've got to sell. You know, sometimes you've got to go back to basics just to get out of where you are. Maryland gives housing to mums. If they don't have housing, they put you in a hotel. Yeah, I don't know why you're not getting the help that everybody else seems to be getting, Venusian. Like everyone else seems to be getting what they need, you know? Well, if they don't pay their debts, will that give you, you know, government child support? If they don't pay their debts, like what's the payoff on the other side? You know, it's not always going to be negative. Like if no one's buying, everyone, or there's always someone that's going to buy, you know. There's always something that's going to happen. You just have to try to itemize the things that need to be crossed off the list and done and released. It's like cutting off the dead wood. And then the crows are also sort of chiming in for you. So that's your sign. And then you can start the building blocks. It's about going back to, if you're already into, you know, in Arizona, you might have to work with Arizona and what they've got. Like, what have they got for you there? What can they give you there that's going to be beneficial for you? You know, Phoenix is a big city. There's a lot going on there. It's not a poor state. So you've got money here. You've got orchestrating what it is that you need. So you're going to take some risks here to get what you want. And you've got the outcome as being amazing. The Nine of Cups. Victory here as well. Wishes coming true. You're stressed out, but there is a new start here popping up for you. The roads are going to come up. The roads are going to be opened. More money coming in. But I feel like sometimes we've got to get out of our own way and get off the treadmill, you know, the merry-go-round, do something different. Estate sellers, and they don't call. Who are the estate sellers? Is your father in care still? Do they have cash assistance in your state? Jerry is asking. Maybe you need to go down somewhere to like an office and just see people in person. If they don't call, then you don't qualify for what? Cash assistance. Child support is a government funded thing. Well, that's all you really need. And what about the housing? Oh, the rules are so different there. Okay. Well, maybe it is the state, Megs, you know, but if you can't move, they kicked him out. So where is he now? Is he back at home? And he said that he can't help you. He said that he can't help you. You know, it's about pulling the plug, isn't it? Or staying there and trying to get something out of the state. Should Megs go to Texas? It's going like, you might feel trapped there as well, like you're between a rock and a hard place. At least in Arizona, you kind of know how to get around and do stuff and the system. And there's also opportunities in Phoenix. Okay, should you stay in Phoenix? And why is it, didn't your father say to get emergency housing or something? Why can't they give you that? Justice. You were on public housing. They told you I had to go back on the wait list. Do they have an office? Go down there with no makeup on, with wearing your cheapest dress possible. No shoes on, just wear like flip-flops or something. Just walk in there with your kid and just say, I need desperately assistance. I need housing. You grew up on the system. There should be emergency housing in Arizona they're not telling you about. They might say, oh, we've got something in Sedona, you know, or something somewhere else. They might put you somewhere else. But at least you're in the state. You know, you don't want to go out to somewhere like Yuma again. Should you stay in Arizona? And you need money to move. You need money to go to a different state, to get a job and to get housing and to get a license and all that stuff. Maybe pick the best state. Like I said to you before, the trifecta, remember the trifecta, and somewhere with snow. Pick the best state that has the benefits for single mothers. And maybe you just need to go there. Maybe you need to sell the car, take the other car, you know, sell what you have, sell your furniture, do whatever you need to do. Get yourself out of debt to a certain point and just go to the state that has the assistance. Do the research. And don't choose states because of cultural background. It's not going to help you at all. You know, it's not. It really isn't. Just going to Texas or San Antonio because there's certain types of cultural people there. It's not going to help you. You've got to go where you are going to be helped. Doesn't matter of anything else. Demographic-wise. Yeah, action will be taken. There was a trifecta of 3 different states I saw for you, and they were in cold areas, northern areas. So even if it's Michigan, even if you do your research, which you may or may not have done already, you've got to sell everything, get out of the debt that you're in, or try to get out of some debt that you're in, and then make some sort of a move, go and get a license, turn up at the office of whatever state is giving the most to single mothers, and just say you're desperate, you're homeless, you're living in a motel, you need housing. Go somewhere that's a safe, quiet place that has assistance, and work out what state is the best state for that. If Arizona's not doing it, go to it, you know, go to a different state. But you don't like the job in Texas. You're not going to it. You relate to everybody though, Venusian, so I don't really see what the issue is. It doesn't cost very much to move if you're not hauling stuff like furniture. If you're just driving, it's not a big deal. In every state, you'll be able to find your group, you know, and sometimes it's best to be something different in a place because you then stand out. You don't have all the same competition of other women looking for the same men that you're looking for, you know. So you have to really think about these things in a wise mind. You know, don't go with an emotional mind around this. You have to look at it with a wise mind and position yourself. It's about positioning. So position yourself in a state that has money, that has support, that has the schools, that has the programs that you want for yourself, your child. That is a priority. The priority is not men. The priority is not culture. The priority is not anything else. It is absolutely not. You're going to find everything, you know, anywhere you go. And you don't even relate to everybody in Phoenix or even in that place that you were. Thanks, Mystique. No, she doesn't have money to be paying for rents. No. Not really. You need jobs. And Houston is I'm sorry, Houston's a shit show. It's just full of women who are leveling up and just snatching up all the men there. You don't want to be in that competition. You know, you want to be somewhere where you stand out. And you could stand out somewhere, but you're not putting yourself in those positions. All right. Messages from spirit guides. I mean, if you listen to Shira 7, she lives in Houston. She said, she tells everyone, don't come to Houston. No, don't come to Houston. There's every man and his dog there. Every girl from every level of society is there after looking for whatever is left over. There's nothing there. No. There's nothing there. Messages from spirit guides. If anyone wants to weigh in for Venusian, you're most welcome. Give her some tips about where the best dates are. I mean, look at Cicely. She's been in Michigan. She's African. She's from Africa. She's managed to relate to people there. She's had amazing jobs. And what is Michigan? It's probably a bunch of weirdos up there, you know? So you can't go where it's all fancy and trendy. You have to go to places that are sometimes out of your ballpark. And you could be surprised, you know, you could be surprised. Somewhere that I thought was really nice that you might like is, and that's cultural as well, and that's a lot of fun, is it's in Georgia. It's not Charleston. What is it? Charleston's in South Carolina. It's Savannah. But then they had that big flood and the big hurricane. Savannah's a really cute place, and it's quite vibrant. And it's southern. It's got a southern vibe to it. Savannah, Georgia. I really liked it there. Thought it was great. And I used to hang out with a lady who was African American, and she used to have a group, and we used to go out for happy hours, and she had her own business, and she was doing really well. She had a very dusty husband she was trying to get rid of, who was a gambler, chronic gambler. And other than that, it was there was a lot going on there that was fantastic. Messages from Spirit for Mystique. Let's have a look. And there was a Prince party we used to go to every year. There was a lot of events, a lot of fun, bits of glamour thrown in there. Okay, big changes for you, Mystique. Big changes. You're going to eclipse people, things out of your life. You're going to get rid of things out of your life. You're going to eclipse the sun practically. Your star is also on the up and up. You've got epiphanies, awarenesses, things opening up, and more abundance coming in around you as well. I still get New Orleans. See, people have different things going on, Venusian. Like for Mystique, I get her in New Orleans. For you, I think you could go somewhere different. You know, you could go somewhere quite different, and you might be surprised if you've never been somewhere that has a population and is different. You don't know. You don't know until you go. You've got the Six of Pentacles. Excellent. Generosity from Spirit. Spirit's sending you a lot of generosity, Mystique. There's generosity coming in abundance for you. Yeah. Generosity coming in abundance. You're going to get job offers as well. Will come out of left field. Yeah, it's always good to visit first. Not as a tourist, but as a recon type of exploration. Yeah, Houston, there's too many women there looking for a bag. Too many. It's saturated. You want to go somewhere where all the women are working like highfalutin jobs, and there's men out there who just want a nice feminine woman, you know, to spoil. That's what you want to. You want to position yourself somewhere different. West Virginia's cheap. That's why you moved there. Yeah, it's cheaper than other places. Grand Rapids, Michigan. There are some weird places in Michigan, but the jobs are somewhat decent. Okay. You've been doing a lot of research. The STD rates are climbing high in Texas. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Any black magic done by my enemies for me? Miss Manu, how are you from India? Welcome and good morning to you. Must be morning there. We're still in evening time, US time zone. I mean, I really like Seattle, and you would be different in Seattle, Megs. You would stand out, but Seattle is Seattle's very liberal. That's one thing, and the other thing is it's expensive. Yep, but it's nice. It's a lot going for Seattle. So maybe Washington State, maybe look at Washington State for a change of air. They could have good programs in Washington State. Miss Manu, and what is it? Michi moved from East Coast back to Seattle. She was born there, but she moved back there. Any black magic spell done by my enemies for me? Okay, Manu, let's have a look. Things are going to shift soon, I feel, for you, for Venusian, everybody, with this Mercury direct. It's like, okay, we're regrouping, and it's going to take off. Like something's going to regroup and go. I feel like they've tried, Manu, but I don't feel like they've actually succeeded. They might have tried to get money from you. There's definitely people who have backstabbed you, that's for sure. But I feel like they haven't quite reached, but they've tried. They haven't reached, but they've tried. You could do a cord cutting ceremony or something that works for you. It's giving me a no, so they might have tried, but it hasn't worked. They think it's worked, but it hasn't. Yeah. And you could just put a bit like a black bindi behind your ear. I think that's something that you can do, isn't it? You would know that. I think you're protected. A black bindi and kohl on your eyes. Yeah, I think you're protected. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think you're all set. Yeah. There's jealousy to do with the male. Yeah, at least you know who your enemies are. It's better to have open enemies than hidden enemies. That's very, very, very good. Yep. Very, very good. You know, if something's not working, we've got to change it, you know. We keep pushing our head up against a brick wall. We're not getting the results that we want. Something's got to shift. Something's got to change. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. We get in our own way by our beliefs, but from what we think we know, from what we think that we should, you know, be going for. You're going to relate to people, you know, certain people in different situations. You could be very surprised. I mean, people are people wherever you go. It doesn't matter what they look like, what their culture is, what their background is. Compatibility is going to show up in different shades of grey, basically. Different shades of grey. Yep. Different environments, different situations. You'll find your people. And if you can go somewhere that is, you know, a hot spot on your relocational astrology, your astrocartography, you're better off tuning into where would be the best place to go on that level. All right. Do we have a last call? Any last calls, anyone? Why has the chat bar disappeared on me? Oh, it signed me out. Okay. Any last calls? When you're in a situation where you don't